Hey guys, and welcome back for another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cute box zipper pouch with this beautiful lace zipper. So if you're interested, then stick around. Okay, so you're just going to cut out two different types of fabric, and then I'm going to use a medium weight fusible interfacing on the back, especially if you're using cotton. Cotton can be a little bit flimsy for this type of project, so I would definitely use a interfacing when you are making this project. So I'm just going to put the lining of the bag and the outside of the bag right sides together, and we're going to do that for both pieces and then sew down one side. I'm going to be sewing at the top of my fabric because I'm using a directional fabric, and that will ensure that my fabric is going in the same direction on my bag. All the measurements for this tutorial will be located over at my blog, which is charmedbyashley.com. I will also have a link in the information icon in the top right corner, so definitely check that out. And there will also be links to show you where you can get this lace zipper also. Okay, so now we're going to apply the lace zipper. We're going to be sewing it directly onto that sewn edge. So the reason why we did that is so that we wouldn't have raw edges underneath our zipper. And we're not going to be enclosing the zipper in between the layers of fabric, so you're just going to be sewing it directly on top. So I just did that on the one side, and then I will again do that on the other side, making sure that the zipper underneath is exposed just so that you don't end up getting any of your fabric caught in the zipper when you go to zip it up. And now we're going to take the top of the bag and put it right sides together, and then we're going to take the bottom of the bag and put it right sides together, and then we will sew the bottom edge of the fabric. We're not going to sew the sides of the bag, just that part. So once you've done that, then you're going to unzip, and then you can flip the bag right side out, and it will sort of go inside itself. And from here, we're actually going to flip it inside out again, and we're going to work on shaping the rectangle into the box bag that we want. So now I'm just going to grab some pieces of ribbon. I took a 2-inch piece, and I'm just going to fold it in half and place it with all the raw sides lined up. You might want to unzip here just so that you don't get your zipper pull caught when you go to sew it. And then I will do the other side and put the ribbon. The reason for the ribbon is that it makes it easier to open and close the bag, because then you have a spot to hold it, and then you can, yank on the zipper to open it up. So I would definitely recommend adding some sort of loop, and then also you can, attach keychains or whatever you want to it if you decide you want to do that. So I'm just going to be sewing down each side just like that. The raw edges will be exposed, but we'll cover that up very, very soon. And now we're going to cut notches into each corner. And I'm just going to be using a pencil. It doesn't really matter because when you cut it, you're not going to see it. So at this point, I'm going to be measuring about 1.25 inches, and this measurement, it depends on how high you want your bag. So basically, whatever measurement you make this piece, times it by 2, and then that's how high your bag's going to be. So my bag ended up being about 2.5 inches tall. So this is totally up to you on how high you want your bag, or how deep, I guess you could. Okay, so from here we are going to be covering up our raw edges on the sides. You can use ribbon or bias tape, or even use just the fabric that you made the lining out of. So I just sew that on quickly, and then we are going to work on the little notches, and we are going to fold it. We're sort of going to squish it into the side seam like this, making sure that side seam is directly into the center of that opening. And then we will just fold down the side seam, just so that when we go to sew over top of it, it won't be as difficult. And that's why I recommend using more of a cotton, just because at this point it can get pretty bulky. I use a canvas on the inside, and I probably wouldn't recommend that unless you have a heavy duty machine, which is totally fine. You could definitely go through that. I used some lace to do the edges of that, just because it was getting a little thick and I didn't want to use the canvas. So But like I said, if I was doing cotton, then it would all match and it would have been fine. Bad decision. Live and learn. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be alerted for new and upcoming videos. And don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you make this project, I would love to see it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!